We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. CBS launches Lesbian Bari Weiss's first major broadcast, a town hall with Erika Kirk, exploring grief, politics, and tensions around Weiss's editorial direction.
Russia bans US-based Roblox, alleging harmful LGBTQ content and extremist propaganda, intensifying its broader crackdown on queer visibility despite platform safety assurances.
Trump spreads fresh falsehoods while enacting policies cutting aid, education, and healthcare, disproportionately harming LGBTQ Americans and other vulnerable groups.
LA County reports historic hate crimes highs, with sharp increases against LGBTQ+, especially trans and non-binary residents.
A national survey shows gradual inclusion of transgender women in Japan's women's universities, despite legal, social barriers, and ongoing LGBTQ rights setbacks.
All this important LGBTQ+ news and more this evening on Queer News Tonight. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily news television show broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
Analytics company vidIQ has certified the Queer News Tonight YouTube channel as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show. Our queer stories have reached over 11 million views. We are proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ brand in Florida.
We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in our rainbow family.
There is no other news program in the LGBTQ world like Queer News Tonight.
It is Monday, December 8th. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we will tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome to the world's most important LGBTQ evening news show.
Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model as PBS and NPR, but created for the LGBTQ community. Our nonprofit mission is to support the 11 pillars of our community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our diverse community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2025, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience, and Queer News Tonight is celebrating our 5th anniversary with more than 11,000 LGBTQ television stories. We present South Florida's major LGBTQ events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fest. Our magazine, events, television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
In 2025, more than 100 community leaders will sit at this very table and share their voice as our anchors. Together, we host this show to support the LGBTQ+ community. Let's meet this evening's anchors at Queer News Tonight. I'm always excited when this gentleman is at the table, just because he's an excellent representation of our community, and he's also super cute. Let's welcome back to the table my friend, anchor, Dr. Kal Gajraj. So Dr. Kal Gajraj is the Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at Can Community Health. Dr. Gajraj is also a Senior Advisor at the U.S. Institute of Diplomacy and Human Rights, a professor at Miami-Dade College School of Global Business, and he's also, on his spare time, which is never, on the Communications Council and contributor at Forbes. We don't have to mention that he's also part of Harmony Waves. He's also part of Gray Box Theater. He's also a part of most events that we all go to on a daily basis. Yet he found the time to grace our table today. Welcome back to the table, Kal Gajraj. Hi, Kal.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here tonight.
Oh, honey, you've been super busy, my friend.
It's been very busy. We just came off of our World AIDS Day concerts in Fort Lauderdale and Tampa.
Yes.
We had Adam Pascal and Anthony Rapp from Broadway's Rent.
You made my
headlining
dream
the
come
shows.
true with that, Kal.
It was
totally
amazing.
Did.
It was definitely a Rent's Broadway dream come true.
It really was. And I'm still like living that. Like every evening, I'm like, I met them. I took a picture. I smelled Roger. Yeah. Okay. So what I was, we have a lot of events, right? All of us at this table are going to various events, sometimes 2 and 3 at a time. Mm-hmm. But we always make sure to give love to the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida. We love Edward and everything that he does. Gabe Salazar is just gorgeous to look at. And he's just got a beautiful heart as well. Tomorrow is their big holiday event, right? Yeah. And it's not just that, just down the street. It literally is at the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Right? So are we excited? Or are we like, what's going on with
We're super excited. Every year I look forward to the Gay Men's Chorus concert. They were also one of the opening acts at the World's AIDS Day concert. So we love our relationship with the chorus. Every year I look forward to this concert. This year it's actually called Slay, which I think is appropriately themed for the holidays. And of course, we have great partnerships with the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So I encourage everyone to come out. It's going to be a beautiful night of holiday music, get you in your spirit. I haven't put up my Christmas tree yet, so I definitely need some holiday spirit, some holiday tunes to get me in the mood to bring my Christmas tree down from the attic and put it up. But
and you always do such a good job with your holiday decorating. I'm surprised that you haven't done it.
It's been so busy lately, but yeah, no, everyone needs to go online, go to gmcsf.org.
Yep.
To get their tickets and go now.
Get your tickets, okay? And here's a little sweet spot, right? If you've got a couple of events happening all at the same time, the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida's event tomorrow at the Hard Rock doesn't start till 8. Okay? That just gave you 2 hours to go hit another event beforehand. All right? Don't say I never gave you anything, all right? Just to let you know, all right? Dr. Kal Gajraj, thank you so much for being back at the table at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome back to the table anchor Adrianna Tender. Adrianna is the program manager with Trans Inclusive Group and owner of Tender Loving Care Trans Mentoring. She serves on the National Board of Governors of the Human Rights Campaign and is the former vice president of the Dolphin Dems and on the board of Black LGBTQ Liberation in her spare time when she's not trying to get sexy because she just went back to the gym. If you want to see her videos, make sure you follow her on all social media. Welcome back to the show, Adrianna.
Hi, I'm glad to be back. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course, sis. We love to have you at the table. So Trans Inclusive Group, which is an incredible organization, all the kids over there, Tatiana, we adore her, your whole entire crew. You guys are always working so hard. You get a Christmas party this year, right?
Yes. And so normally this would be our staff Christmas party, but we've decided to welcome in community because this will be like the end of year shebang, and so we get to party and hang out with everyone because sometimes, I'm busy behind the scenes trying to make sure that everything's going on. So now I can lay back, have a drink, don't get cussed out, and just shoot the mess with everyone and just get to love on community and have them love on us. And I can't wait. We're having it on Thursday, the 18th. It's pretty much our last day. Well, the 19th is our last day until the holiday.
Nice.
But everybody go, and you can go to transinclusivegroup.org and register, or either on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram under Trans Inclusive Group. And it is limited. So
exclusive.
Exclusive.
I love that.
Exclusive event, honey. So go there, sign up, register, and I'll see you there.
I love that. And let me tell you something about Trans Inclusive Group, all right? Their events are superb. They're extraordinary. You are in community. You feel the love. You feel seen. You feel heard. That being said, they also feed you some amazing food.
I was going to say,
all right?
food is incredible.
I have been to
at
many
all the
events.
We do a little something.
No, you don't do a little something. Like, I mean, I don't know how you plan your things, but it feels to me like the food is one of the first things you plan because it's always so thought out, so concise, so delicious. If you didn't have the conch people, you've had some incredible caterers.
The Way to Your Heart catering.
The Way to Your Heart catering.
They are always amazing. So one of the things that is really serious that Tatiana takes seriously is making sure that she's feeding the community, making sure that our organization is feeding the community, because there are so many of our siblings that don't get a chance to eat.
Yeah.
No.
And then look, all of our events are always around 6:30. who has time to leave work, go home, and then come back? So listen, if you come to one of our events, you get fed good.
Yeah, they had that Cajun pasta at the last event, and then the baked
with
mac
the
and
chicken.
cheese.
Look how he remembers.
Of course I remember. It was so good.
And listen, and there's always somebody. Me. So you have a to-go box? You have a to-go box? Oh, because I got to take home to my wife. That's it. That shit is for me. Okay.
always
It's always, and she always knows it's for me. She goes, you know that's not for her. Teresa don't even eat that. You know? And she's like, I eat it. Delicious. All right. Adrianna, thank you for being back at the table. Folks at home, make sure that you go transinclusivegroup.org and register today for their Christmas party. Let's welcome back to the table anchor Karen Kelley, a South Florida resident and community leader advocating for the LGBTQ plus community since the mid-90s. When I was just 4 years old. A Florida State graduate, she was the board president of GLCC and chairwoman of the Stonewall National Museum. Now vice chair of the Skirt Foundation and a 20-year realtor, she lives in Fort Lauderdale with her beautiful wife, Nicole, of 29 years. Welcome back to the show, Karen Kelley.
Thank you. Good to be back with you guys.
So this is what, your third time?
My
that you're
third time.
Okay,
yes.
and I see you that like you're like confident now. Like, the last time you were here, you were just reading the teleprompter like nothing, giving your own little twist on stuff. Like, have we made you feel comfortable at this point?
You guys are so gracious. Yes, thank God. My first time I was freaking out, and you all made it so nice.
It was so much fun, though.
Yeah.
Okay, and I remember Cal was here for your first
Cal was,
time.
you were on my right, and Cal was on my left, and Edward and Greg, and it was great.
No, but you had good people for the first time. You know what I mean? You should
I
have
had-
seen who they throw me with my first time at the table. Not cute. Karen, what did they tell you about us? Before you got here, were you expecting us to be like, or it to be rough, or like what?
It was funny because Laylee and I were invited, and we decided, well, we'll co-anchor together, not realizing that that's logistically is pretty impossible, right? And I think it was Steve. I think it was Steve that said, that's really not going to work. So I was a little very apprehensive, but.
And so what?
So Laylee went first, and I said, "Okay, tell me everything."
Oh, okay.
And Laylee was like, "Oh, you're gonna love this. It's very personal. They're very gracious." And she was right. You guys are wonderful. So I appreciate you.
Well, happy holidays, and we love having you back at the table. So
Thank you
so
very
much for
much.
not being scared of us and coming back.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Right?
And of course, let's welcome tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is a legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of Hotspots Happening Out's The FayWhat Show. Faye, I hear Skirt SoFlo is presenting the Mistletoe Magic Holiday Extravaganza on Saturday. Tell me what's happening out.
Oh, I'm so excited for this event. I mean, we have so many events to go to, but this one I am super excited for, and I might be bringing my own mistletoe, all right? So join Skirt South Florida and the Skirt Foundation as we dance the night away at the one and only Hunter's Nightclub in Wilton Manors. Holiday attire is encouraged, but you don't have to, okay? Come as you are. We love you just like that. Jeans and a tank top? Sure, go with it. Cocktail dress? Sure, go with it. Shorts and a top? That's good. Ugly sweater? I'm there for it, okay? But don't be surprised if you get caught under the mistletoe and you have to kiss up, okay? And it's going to be a wonderful time. So please come and join us. It's going to be this weekend, Saturday at Hunter's Nightclub, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And I, for one, am super excited that Karen is on the show today because she is a huge part of Skirt and the Skirt Foundation. So what are you wearing on Saturday?
A skirt.
I will be in drag, so we will
Really?
wait and see.
Oh,
I didn't
Glamorous as
expect
your
that.
drag, but I will be I will be in a very different outfit. So I'm very excited, and we have a couple of guests from up north will be coming down, and so it's going to be a very, very fun night. And we have plenty of mistletoe. With our plan on many people getting caught under the mistletoe.
Oh, I love that.
interesting.
Just
Yeah,
putting
and we
my
love
lip gloss.
Hunters.
Let me just get my
Hunters.
lip gloss ready.
There you go. And Hunters is so gracious to us.
Hunters is
They're
the best.
so wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
and this is a fundraiser.
Yes.
So please buy tickets and bring more money. So
Please, will you have raffles or will there be anything else going on that we could look out
we're
for?
gonna really it's about celebrating the holidays and starting 2026. We have so many plans and so many grants and events planned for 2026. So we need to start raising the funds for that.
You know I love a good silent auction.
I know you do. I know you do.
I
you know, and
I do too. I'm always bidding on things.
oh my
Yeah.
God, no, he's always winning some random stuff. We're going to Twist.
It's
Oh,
fun.
okay, I love Twist. Let's go.
Yeah.
Why are we going to Twist? Because I got bottle service for 10. Let's go. I'm like,
Nice.
and it's just me and him. Okay, let's go. You know what I mean? So, but I love that, and you guys always bring such a welcoming atmosphere to anybody. It's not
Everyone's
just
welcome.
lesbian orientated. You see
all women.
everything.
Yeah.
You know, you see everything.
It's really anyone.
You know,
yeah.
and I love that, and I truly love that. What Laylee and Diane and all you folks
Pamela,
over there,
yeah.
Pamela, are doing is just simply incredible.
They created the Skirt Foundation. It was just a brilliant idea, and we're all happy to be part of it.
And what is it? Your first year? What are you?
Yeah, this is the inaugural year.
wow.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the majority of the money that we've raised has gone to women's organizations, and we've done grants for women's health, for women in business equality, and women in the arts, and it's really been a fabulous year. So we have very, very little overhead, and everything goes back out to the community.
That's
which is
fantastic.
Well,
Yeah.
congratulations, and it's been
Thank you.
amazing just seeing you folks for this year thrive and be seen. You know, I love when people are, oh, that Skirt magazine. Have you picked it up? Like, how cool.
Yeah, and
you know.
and people like you. Thank you so much for your support. It means everything. So. Women for women, we gotta do what we can.
Of course, and you are doing the damn thing. So thank you so much.
Thank
All right.
you.
So I see we will see everybody this Saturday at the Skirt Foundation's party. All right. So get your mistletoe ready because it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up politics. CBS puts new out editor-in-chief Bari Weiss center stage with Erika Kirk town hall. CBS News is thrusting its new lesbian editor-in-chief, Bari Weiss, into the spotlight with a televised town hall featuring Erika Kirk, the widow of recently assassinated conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The program, airing December 13th and first reported by The Guardian, will be recorded in New York and framed as a conversation about grief, faith, politics, and more. The broadcast is Weiss's first major on-air appearance since taking over the newsroom this fall after Paramount Skydance acquired her outlet, The Free Press. Her appointment is historic. She's among the very few out queer journalists to lead a major U.S. network newsroom, but also deeply polarizing within LGBTQ plus communities. As noted by The Advocate, Weiss has built her reputation by criticizing woke politics, opposing gender-affirming care, and elevating voices that LGBTQ plus advocates say marginalize trans and non-binary people. She rose to national prominence in 2020 after resigning from the New York Times with a letter alleging ideological conformity, later expanding the Free Press into a hub for so-called heterodox journalism. Featuring Kirk, now CEO of Turning Point USA, in Weiss's first CBS broadcast underscores the ideological tensions surrounding her leadership, even as the network pursues an editorial reboot. Look, I will always celebrate queer visibility, especially in major newsrooms that matter, though. But Bari Weiss is stepping into as editor while platforming Erika Kirk in her very first CBS event. That's a choice, okay? Visibility is great, but not when it comes at the expense of our own communities. And that's basically what she's doing. Queer leadership should expand our voices, not hand the mic to people who work against us. So yes, historic, but also super complicated, and I can't applaud it.
Yeah. And I always wonder, like, situations like this, like, I guess that, you know, CBS wants to do this interview with Charlie Kirk, and it just happened that, you know, this news editor is their new lesbian news editor, you know, so it's kind of like a series of unfortunate events that have lined up. I think it's a great opportunity for her to have this interview and ask these hard-hitting questions, you know, because I think that's what journalism needs to come back too, you know, and hopefully we'll see how this interview unfolds and what Erika Kirk has to say. But yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be very telling, this first interview, and to see her direction with how she takes this news department. So I celebrate the fact that she's a lesbian and she's in this position, but she definitely needs to be much more aware of her community.
She's a lesbian that doesn't support trans or non-binary people. So
Yeah,
that
that's a
to
big
me is
problem.
not part of my community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a crap if you label yourself a lesbian. I know Republican lesbians. And I know lesbians that don't think that trans women are women. And I don't deal with those women.
Exactly.
And we know a lot of people in our
Like,
we know a lot of people in our community that don't support each other, and I think that's just, on the surface level, it's a huge problem in the community for, groups of people who always fight for inclusivity and having a voice at the table, and we don't support each other.
Yeah.
I think that we need to start coming together as one collective group and stop dividing each other by letters in an alphabet, unfortunately, to fight for
when it comes
each
to
other.
stuff like this, 100%.
Yeah, we need to start fighting and representing each other.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's like, oh, yeah, out, she's a lesbian, blah, blah, blah. She's not bringing any of our issues or anything that's going on with our community into that newsroom. Yeah. At least I don't feel like she will. Maybe she'll surprise me.
We'll
Who
see.
knows?
We'll
know what
see
I mean?
what's going to happen.
Adrianna, your smirk is telling me everything.
It's just, it seems like she's going to be, I mean, I don't think that she's even able to talk about our issues, in particular.
Oh, you think they're going to, yeah.
They're going to silence her, of course.
Yeah.
Very
And
interesting.
she's doing a job, she's just going to do her job and clock in and clock out and not necessarily talk about her issues.
Right.
I mean, she has an opportunity to she has a huge platform,
opportunity.
a huge opportunity to advocate amongst the community.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting to see if she uses that platform to be able to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm agreed.
Yeah, I mean, if it's anything like after, I didn't watch it, but I remember that after Charlie Kirk's assassination, they had a memorial for him, correct? Right? Was that where she had the leather pants on and J.D. Vance like hugged her?
I think that was another event, but yeah.
Okay, but there was a million people there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people. So of course, like you said, it's going to be a huge opportunity,
Right.
If done correctly. But I doubt that she's going to be representing us during that time, at least for now. You know what I mean? It's not for her benefit right now. You know what I mean? Especially with the widow of Charlie Kirk. I don't see that. But we will definitely be watching. How about that?
I'm Kal Gajraj, and let's queer up the worldview. Russia blocks Roblox under expanding anti-LGBTQ crackdown. Russia has blocked access to the US-based children's gaming platform Roblox, escalating its year-long crackdown on LGBTQ+ visibility. Russia's Federal Service for Supervision of Communications, Information Technology, and Mass Media announced the ban, claiming the platform is, quote, rife with inappropriate content that can negatively impact the spiritual and moral development of children, end quote. Russia first banned so-called queer propaganda in the presence of minors in 2013. The law was massively expanded in 2022 to outlaw nearly all public expression of LGBTQ+ life, and in 2023. The nation's Supreme Court labeled the international LGBT social movement an extremist organization. Officials said Roblox previously removed some in-game material depicting LGBT characters and attributes of the LGBT community at the agency's request. But last week, according to Interfax, the Russian Federal Service for Supervision of Communications, Information Technology, and Mass Media accused the platform of, quote, massive and repeated dissemination of materials with propaganda and justification of extremist and terrorist activities, calls for committing illegal violent actions, and LGBT propaganda, end quote. Roblox defended its platform, telling Reuters they respect the local laws and regulations and have a deep commitment to safety. The platform, which averages 151.5 million daily users, has also been banned in Iraq, Turkey, and other countries. It's very interesting, and I really hope that years from now, our leaders and politicians and community activists look back and they recognize how much time they spent on such ridiculous
How much time they wasted.
things. It's just absolutely absurd that our leaders, this story obviously takes place in another country, but also relative to what's going on in our own country as well, but how much time is being spent on just not only censorship, but just controlling people and their bodies and their thoughts and their actions and wanting people to live and act a certain way. It's absolutely absurd. And these are children.
Yeah.
These are Legos. These are games. These are, things that I think about from the aspect of me growing up, and Legos was my favorite thing to play with. And I can't recall a single moment where a piece of Lego made me gay.
Hold on, made you gayer.
Oh, yeah, gayer. Yeah. I mean, when I was playing Legos, I was building buildings and Godzilla would come and tear it all down. That's what I did.
I love
with my Legos.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I cannot believe that these little characters are considered terrorists.
How cute are those little characters? They're
I
Legos, Karen.
I want to go out and buy them now.
Yeah.
I think we all should. Let's go buy some of these and make up for what Turkey, Iraq, and Russia have now banned.
If I could tell you how much money that I've spent personally for my niece, that's all she wants.
It's Legos.
Are these little
All
guys?
she wants is the Roblox.
Oh,
That's
really?
all-
Specifically this?
The Roblox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's all she wants.
Yeah.
That's all
amazing.
she wants. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this is completely
God
and utterly
forbid they're in
ridiculous.
a rainbow outfit. Jeez.
Yeah, but I mean, this has to remind us that they will go this far to erase us. You know what I mean? That even in Legos that have a rainbow emblem, no, that's gonna make the kids gay. That's not. You know what I mean? That's fear. That's not even morality. That's just like it's ridiculous. It really is. I
really
mean,
is.
I don't even. They're policying Legos.
Toys. Just toys.
They're banning completely in an entire country these little guys. I mean, this is crazy.
And the fact that this is happening in Russia, you have to be careful because, you know,
The
our
relationship,
Our
yeah.
leader just praises anything they do.
They're
over there in Russia.
BFFs.
So
Yeah.
Well,
it'll be going on here soon.
For sure.
and they started slowly from 2013 picking away at rights for LGBTQ until now it's completely there's none at all in Russia.
I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up politics. Trump's new big lies threaten LGBTQ Americans and the nation. Donald Trump is pushing a fresh wave of what critics call big lies, raising alarms across communities already vulnerable under his policies, including LGBTQ Americans. Observers note that Trump's history of misstatements stretches back to his very first days in office. From Sean Spicer's infamous claim that Trump drew the largest audiences to witness an inauguration, to Sharpiegate, when Trump altered a hurricane map with a black marker rather than admit an error. The pattern is long established. The Washington Post counted 30,573. Let me say that again. 30,573 false or misleading claims during his first term. Now in his second term, Trump is again rewriting reality and policy. He ordered federal agencies to rename the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. He also signed the Republican-backed One Big Beautiful Law, which slashes student aid by redefining many advanced degree fields as non-professional. Programs affected include nursing, public health, education, social work, and counseling fields dominated by women and relied upon by LGBTQ communities. The law also cut SNAP food assistance and stripped $600 billion from Medicaid and CHIP, even as it expands multi-trillion-dollar tax breaks for the wealthy. Trump recently claimed, quote, "You know, I just might add, this is also the golden age of America," end quote. With prices still high and protection shrinking, many Americans, especially queer community, disagree. And I, for one, yes, disagree. Trump rewriting reality isn't new, but the impact hits harder now than ever. Renaming the Gulf of Mexico and cutting student aid, slashing Medicaid, these things aren't harmless lies. They hurt real people, especially LGBTQ plus communities who depend on these programs. And calling this the golden age while stripping protections, honey, this gold is spray painted. We see the truth and we'll keep saying it out super, super loud. Trump is just like, every time he opens his mouth, more lies come out of it, you know, and more bad things come out of it. You know, he was talking today on some whatever he was talking about, and he was talking about how wanted to change the Kennedy Center to Trump Kennedy Center.
Yeah.
Also
he did.
another building that had the MLK name on it, he took it off and made it a Trump building.
He did.
Erasing. How dare you? With what face? You have the arrogance to even think that you can stand next to a public figure who gave joy and hope to millions of people, and you're going to erase it and put your freaking last name on that? Like, this is, you know, just the many things that Trump does on an everyday basis to go and go against marginalized communities, not just ours.
Yeah, and this is Trump's MO in the first term and now in this administration as well. Their first thing is to go after the media, you know, to say that it's fake news. His first
Discredit.
attack is to discredit you.
Yeah.
So this way people would believe him. And they lie like I've never seen before out of their teeth about anything
That's right, and
to
that's
get
the word,
people
lie.
to believe them, and people believe them, and that's even scarier.
Yeah, they do. You see JD Vance lie at every turn, trying to like fix
Oh,
something
they're all
that Trump
liars,
said,
yeah.
you know, and he believes his fakeness. He believes his untruths that he's telling people.
And their followers on social media are even worse. and that's what they're doing it for, because people who are just social media warriors that, are there and they're arguing these points on behalf of the administration, and that's exactly what they want. I remember getting into this whole Facebook war, and one of those, some comment that I had posted when they were tearing down the East Wing, and then all of a sudden it was the comments of, oh, it's not the entire East Wing, it was just the hallway that was being torn down. And then all of a sudden in 24 hours, the entire East Wing,
was gone.
Was gone.
It was gutted.
And then I had commented on something on Facebook on someone's post, and I was like, in quotes, I thought it was just the hallway. And all these people started commenting after that, and they're like, you're an idiot, you're this, you're that, go back to your country. Obviously, it's only the hallway. And I'm like, I'm literally looking at photographs that the entire East Wing has been torn down.
Yep.
It's not just the hallway.
Exactly.
And I keep sitting here thinking about all of the awful things that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, they just gave him some type of award.
A fake award.
Award that they just came up with.
Yeah.
You know,
the FIFA people.
The FIFA
people gave him some peace award. Mind you, FIFA is the most corrupt organization for years
on the planet.
On the planet, the things that they've done. So they made up a fake award to give to him. How about this? Okay, my birthday is December 19, right? And you know what's supposed to be released on December 19? Avatar. The Epstein file. A little more important than Avatar, but I'll watch Avatar too. Avatar coming to your home, okay? Soon enough. Coming to theaters near you. But supposedly the Epstein files are supposed to be released on that day. Okay, let's see those. That's what I want to see. Our president's name is in there thousands of times.
Oh, they're working to remove that. You better believe it.
There's a lot of people in there
I really,
that they're working to remove.
Yeah.
I really don't think that there's going to be anything big with him in this, because I think that they would have used it before the election. But I think that there's people that supports him that he's trying to protect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it.
Yeah. I mean, I just wish that we can go back to an administration or government, even the White House, briefing, that it was just transparency and truth and honesty and dignity
and positivity, and it was information, which is supposed to be the point of those meetings. Not saying no, you're wrong, no, I don't want to get a question.
Or calling
from you,
journalists pigs.
Like
I don't. It's a reality TV show that we're living in now, and I honestly can't.
It really
wait
is
until we go back to some decency and democracy.
It's worse than the Housewives.
It really is. It really is.
Just turn on the TV and watch the White House.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Right?
I'm Adrianna Tender, and let's queer up the USA View. Record high anti-LGBTQ plus hate crimes shake a gay haven. A new LA County report on hate crimes finds that Los Angeles, long considered a gay haven, saw anti-LGBTQ plus hate crimes surge to record high levels in 2024. Los Angeles County, which is home to America's LGBTQ capital of West Hollywood, has more LGBTQ residents than any county in America. The county lodged 1,355 reported hate crimes last year, marking historic highs across multiple counties, including African Americans, Jewish people, Latinos, as LGBTQ plus individuals, Middle Easterners, Muslims, Scientologists, and women. LACCHR Supervisor Lindsay P. Horvath said, quote, "Each of these numbers represents a person whose dignity was violated and whose community feels that harm. This year's report makes clear that hate isn't slowing, it's evolving and appearing in the daily lives of far too many Anglonos. As a county, we will not accept this as our new normal," end quote. The spike was especially stark for transgender and non-binary residents. Trans people faced 102 reported hate crimes, the highest since tracking began in 1980, and 95% were violent. Crimes targeting non-binary people rose 275%, from 4 cases to 15. A separate statewide study found 59% of trans Californians recently experienced violence or harassment. Horvath assured, "We are strengthening our partnerships to confront hate early, directly, and with compassion. We will not rest until that is true for everyone, end quote. Just to sit here and think about the increase in hate crimes for the LGBTQ community is tremendous, but specifically geared at trans and non-binary individuals, it just touches my heart when I think about the fact that a Black trans woman's life expectancy is 35 years old.
Wow.
35 years old. Can you believe that? And the fact that I'm 50 and I'm standing here, I'm just like, praise God, thank God for that. But to hear that this is going on in California, it just really breaks my heart.
No, and this administration is to blame. It's the constant rhetoric that's being told on a daily basis from our nation's capital that's making it okay to hate people, to be racist, to be openly prejudiced, and they don't bat an eye. They don't see there's anything wrong with it.
Listen, when Trump is calling people, piggy, and calling people ugly and pretty and stuff like that, right? Toxic masculinity is a real thing. And it's literally trickling down from our freaking president. Again, people don't need a reason to act out things that they're thinking of doing when you have the president doing things like this. It's like, what happened to hiding that shit? If you were a racist, you hid it. If you didn't like women, you hid it, right? And now it's just out in the open and it's okay and it's allowed.
Yeah.
People
celebrated.
People are being pardoned, things that have happened what happened at the Capitol, all those people got pardoned. So of course, these, MMA stupid ass bro guys, right, are like, oh, my president's like that. I can be like that too. I can slap my woman, or I can, treat somebody less than because they're part of a marginalized community. They feel like they've gotten their cojones to be this way outright. And I think that's honestly the reason why they have seen so many hate crimes in LA.
All I want to know is, what are we going to do about it? Because now it's time to fight back in a way, be it with the Guardians, be it with patrols, whatever it takes. Knowing who these people are that are attacking us. Do you remember there was a movie about San Francisco back in the day in the 70s when it was, people were being attacked on Castro Street, and they put together groups to chase these haters away. Yeah. I mean, we have to start responding. This isn't changing, and it's not going to change. It's only going to get worse over the next 3.5 years.
Yeah.
We have to stand up for our brothers and sisters, and that's just our community. We've got to take the stand, because I don't know who else is going to do it for us.
It's like, if not us, then who? Because
that's
no
exactly
example in the White
it.
House. There's no example in the White House at all.
And it's exactly what you said. We have to start coming together as a community and start fighting for each other. For our trans brothers and sisters, for our lesbian sisters, for our gay boys. It's going to take the entire community as a whole in order to defend each other.
It's just tough, because how long have we been saying this? Right? We've been saying these words that we all need to get together, that we need to stop being separated, all of that, right? But many of us weren't hugged enough as a child, and many of us catch feelings over dumb shit, and can't work with this person because they dated my ex and all this kind of stuff. That's where our community's at sometimes, so it doesn't...
But we're strong too.
We are. We're resilient.
I mean, look at Stonewall in New York. But we have to continue. We're always going to have these barriers in front of us. We're always going to have these issues. And the ones that we're all together, we need to really unite and take on for the ones that aren't, like Weiss. So,
amen.
Yeah. I'm Karen Kelley, and let's queer up the world view. More of Japan's women's universities open doors to trans students. Women's universities across Japan are slowly but noticeably moving toward greater inclusion of transgender students. A new nationwide survey by the Mainichi Shimbun found that 6 universities now allow trans women to enroll, with one more planning to do so. Among them are 2 public institutions, Tokyo's University and Nara Women's University, alongside 4 private schools. Fukuoka Women's University says it will begin accepting trans women in 2029. Another 16 universities are open to the idea, and 5 say they're seriously considering it. But 17 universities still do not approve admitting trans students, often citing inadequate facilities like multi-purpose restrooms. Some administrators point to larger structural barriers, As one representative told Tokyo Weekender, quote, in Japan, legal frameworks concerning sexual minorities, including transgender individuals, are insufficient, and societal discussions have not progressed. Without a clear vision for promoting, understanding, gaining the understanding of students and parents, and requires a certain amount of time and careful dialogue, end quote. This slow process comes as Japan's LGBTQ community faces setbacks, including a late November Tokyo High Court ruling that the country's ban on same-sex marriage is constitutional, a decision likely headed to the Supreme Court. You know, it takes baby steps. And, you know, it's hard for me to understand how anyone could be denied higher education if they're smart enough to be admitted, quite frankly. So, but I like that there are universities there are women's universities that are doing this in Japan. There are more planning to. And I believe that as they see this is not a big deal. You know, they're just providing higher education, which makes society smarter, as we know. That they're going to see all of these other universities are going to see that, hey, this isn't a problem. We can do this.
You know, progress in Japan is moving, and it's moving slowly, but it's moving, right? And more women's universities are opening their doors to trans women. And that's a big step in a country where legal protections lag far behind other countries. Is it perfect? No. But every school that says yes makes it harder for the next one to say no, right? So change is happening through conversation and compassion, and that really, really matters. You know, now to those universities that say that they haven't opened up their doors to trans women because of inadequate facilities is a fucking joke. And I said that, okay, is a fucking joke, okay? Because multi-purpose restrooms, you don't need to change anything with your current restrooms. Because guess what? Trans people use the bathroom the same way. Sorry.
It's true. I mean,
you know what I mean?
seriously,
I mean,
very
it's
true.
just,
I read that and I went,
don't
really?
come at me with that shit.
I'm like, really? You're blaming it on your bathroom?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And I have a hard time with the correlation between, you know, higher education and gender. It doesn't make a difference, you know.
It does not.
In my opinion, you know, women are smarter than men. You know, obviously, I'm sitting here with, you know, three very intelligent, beautiful women, you know, but it's, and coming from a place of higher education, you know, this story made me remember when I was writing my dissertation for my PhD. And for anyone who's ever gone through a dissertation process, it's the most grueling thing because it will really humble you.
I remember you cried like twice.
Yeah, probably twice a day, you know, but you know, you have to describe something in a way that someone has never seen something before. So, you know, and I wrote my dissertation on diversity, equity, inclusion, which are 3 words that are, you know, essentially banned from our language these days. You know, but when you talk about leadership in general, you'd be so surprised that when you look up things that are books that were written in the 60s and 70s, you know, when they defined leadership, it's a white man. It had nothing to do with women being leaders, you know, with minorities being leaders, with, forget LGBT, you know, none of those groups were ever considered to be in leadership positions. Yeah. So I found that to be very, you know, eye-opening, you know, during that process.
Yeah, but it's even, if we go back to the slaves' time, they didn't want slaves to be educated. They didn't want them to learn to read, okay? Because why? Because an educated person is a powerful person, and that's someone that you have to be worried about. Same thing with women. Women are the first marginalized people ever. Ever. We have been second-class citizens since the beginning of time, and we're still fighting for our rights. To, you know, then you want to add being black or brown to the. Then you want to add to it being LGBTQ. I mean,
can you imagine all those layers?
You know,
layer after layer after layer.
That we have to overcome. Yeah.
And when I think about this, I know we're talking about Japan, they're not here, but it makes me think about when you just said how they used to treat the slaves, because, you know, hey, when you learn, that's liberation.
You start to question.
Yes, that's liberation. Yeah. So when you think about the fact that here in the United States, specifically here in Florida, they're trying to track trans people who are going to school and are trying to keep them from going to school here in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? We don't want these people to learn and to get educated because then that goes towards our liberation. They want to keep their foot on our necks.
Right.
Yeah, but also even with the education, right, and banning books, they want people stupid. They want these kids to be stupid.
They want them poor, stupid, and sick.
Yeah.
And that stops them from from becoming powerful and
from having opinions.
Imagine if they're denying somebody that would go on to higher education that is going to find a cure for cancer,
right?
Or find something that will be such a blessing to humanity.
Or be the next MLK.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that will not be able to be enhanced or even shown
Yes.
upon. You know, if they're being held down that way.
And if our government has their way, there'll be a place where they'll be like, who is MLK and what did he do?
Like he never existed.
And what happened? Because to me, like, if you don't learn about these things and you're not able to learn from your mistakes, then these things can continue to happen
Over and over.
And I think that's part of their plan.
Right.
Wow. LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up trans rights. Teams walk out as esports tournament bars trans women from competing. After school sports, the Olympics, and British women's soccer have moved to bar trans women. Esports may be next. A growing boycott has erupted after organizers of the Dead by Daylight Women's World Cup confirmed that trans women are banned from the 2026 tournament. Streamer and artist Julia Kanda was first to sound the alarm, announcing on Twitter that she is withdrawing from Team USA. She informed that the participating women were not aware of any of this when signing up. Other players quickly joined the boycott, including the entire Canada national team. An account under @FishCadito TV later issued an apology saying the decision was rooted in technical and operational limitations and pledging to seek more inclusive solutions. Dead by Daylight is a popular game with queer streamers with well-known celebrities like Trixie Mattel, Bob the Drag Queen, and others frequently playing it online. So you issued a apology, but you don't have a solution for me, basically, right? That's what I got from it, right? Like, okay, we're going to see what we can do, but we ain't doing shit now.
Right.
You know, again, you may have your opinion on trans women in sports, which again, I have been with many friends from a transition from the beginning to the end where they have been so weak that they haven't been able to push a chair. Okay. These are facts, not anything that I'm coming out with from my butt. Okay. When it comes to gaming, what does anybody have over anybody else? Why would you exclude the trans community from gaming? You know what I mean? Unless they had extra fingers, how would they be like, you know, getting over or doing anything that somebody else would be doing, you know? So this is just ridiculous on esports. Yeah. We'll take your stupid ass apology, find a solution and find it now.
Yeah. Even with the whole, you know, trans athlete narrative, it's just absolutely ridiculous because, I mean, any girl can beat me in any sport any day. So it doesn't make a difference whether it's girls, guys, trans. Like, I don't see the point whatsoever. Like, and in a society where we want people to be more active, you know, and to play more sports, you know, we had the whole issue with the Olympics, you know, with one of the athletes that, you know, they were accusing her of being trans.
Yeah.
Just because she was so good at what she did.
But she beat her ass.
Can you imagine, you know, being such a great athlete to represent your country in the Olympics to then turn around for people to accuse you of being a man?
That's ridiculous.
Awful.
Yeah.
No. LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up gay culture. Queer classics defying censorship, just in time for your holiday gift list. Book bans surged again last school year, with 6,870 bans targeting nearly 4,000 titles, most for the LGBTQ plus content. Florida, Texas, and Tennessee led the crackdown, pulling both modern queer bestsellers and enduring classics from shelves. Yet many of these books continue to reappear, refusing to be erased. Here are 7 influential queer books worth gifting this season. Gertrude Stein's The Autobiography of Alice B. Toklas, James Baldwin's Giovanni's Room, Plato's Symposium, Virginia Woolf's Orlando, Patricia Nell Warren's The Frontrunner, and Edmund Munds-White's A Boy's Own Story. This holiday season, give the gift of stories censors couldn't silence. You know, this story, I've always grew up with my nose in a book. That's why Belle's always been my favorite Disney princess. You know, I love the fact that you can, you know, escape a different reality, culture, language, and that's what these books help do. And I honestly wish that I had books like this when I was a kid to help match, and I hate to say it, but, the outside with the inside. I grew up not knowing what gay was. I wasn't until I was a teenager till I understood, what it was. And all this time, I knew that I was different. And I would have loved the fact that if I was able to read a book to help me feel that, okay, that I'm not, abnormal. That I do fit in, like I do belong. And it's really important that children have these type of stories to make them feel like they're part of society.
You always feel weird as a kid as it is. You know what I mean? Like you're going through this stuff that you can't talk to your parents about, that if you don't have siblings, it is. I found myself in a book as well, right? And it was like, other interests. I can't remember what the role was, right? But it was like outside interests or LGBTQ studies. It was something like odd that one bookshelf had. But that was my lifeline. You know what I mean? That was where I saw and read that I wasn't as weird as I thought, that there were others like me, that there was nothing wrong with me. Over the weekend, it was Art Basel. And I went to go see the installation of the Library of Us. S. Devlin's The Library of Us, right? And it's a beautiful structure with thousands of books, mostly that have been banned in Florida. And once Art Basel's over and everything, they are going to donate all those books to local entities, right? And just looking at all these books turn on this beautiful water was like, all these books have been banned. How much has not been learned because these books were taken away from a mind that wanted to explore and learn and cultivate and, just become a better person. Like it's, buy one of these books that Kal was saying, keep that flow moving.
Absolutely.
LGBTQ, 1 minute news. Let's queer up gay culture. Brandon Sklenar sends LGBTQ fans into a frenzy with steamy new shoot. Actor Brandon Sklenar, long admired for his smoldering looks on the Yellowstone prequel, 1923, is now delivering what may be his ultimate thirst trap. Fans who've watched him act his pants off for years are seeing a whole new and very shirtless side of the 35-year-old hunk. Sklenar posed for FayWhat magazine shirtless, flashing endless abs, rocking a soaking wet tank top and taking a sultry dip at the beach. The internet quickly went feral over the hot photos, and so are we, and we're showing them to you now. Wow, I've never wanted to be a pair of pants in my life until I saw those white pants right now. He's hot. He can get it on those odd days that I like boys. Yes.
Which is, you love us.
I do. I do like that.
You love a gay boy.
Oh, yeah.
I do love a gay boy. I do. All right. So you kids think that it's hot?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I think he's definitely sexy.
Prequel?
No, I haven't, but I have seen him like on Instagram and stuff like that.
You're going to go watch that prequel
I'm
now?
definitely going to go watch it now. I'm so bad with catching up with television shows, but I love stories like this that make me pique my interest and be like, oh, I'm going to go back and watch this now.
Yeah, sure. He loves the thirst trap is what he loves. He's like, I love stories like this that,
Pictures will definitely make you pique your interest.
Oh, yeah. People are pausing right now to go look it up.
Go get it.
Pique something.
Okay.
No.
That is
LGBTQ 1 minute news. Let's queer up the USA View. Reno's Pet Memorial Rainbow Bridge. Vandalized and suspected anti-LGBTQ plus attack. A rainbow painted bridge built by Girl Scout Troop 508 in Reno, Nevada, as a peaceful place to remember lost pets has been vandalized, and many locals suspect anti-LGBTQ plus bigotry. White paint was dumped across the colorful memorial. Online commenters argued some low IQ moron thought this was LGBTQ plus related, calling the act stupid and homophobic. Police continue investigating. I don't even know what to say about this. This is completely ridiculous. But now that we've gotten to a place in this country where if it has a rainbow on it, it's bad. Get rid of it. Do something with it. It has to do something with the LGBTQ community.
And those of us who, who have pets have long known, when our pets pass on, they cross over the rainbow, which is obviously what this memorial means. It has nothing to do with
it has
LGBTQ.
paw prints on it.
Right, if that didn't give it away.
Rainbow.
Right.
It has a sign. I mean,
right.
put
crazy.
together by a Girl Scout troop.
Yeah.
Okay, like, when Adrianna said moron idiot, I was like, yep, that sounds about right, because again, come for us, but don't come for our pets. You know what I mean? Like, nobody loves their pets more than LGBTQ plus, okay? I can talk for these two people for sure, you know?
Me too.
Like, it's like, we, many of us don't have children. They are our children.
Exactly.
Full-fledged, 100%. I've always said, come for me. You can say whatever the hell you want. But if you're going to talk about Padme, then that's when I get the earrings off. Mm-hmm. And I get Jersey, my Vaseline gets put on my face, and I'm ready to fight.
Same way I am about Hercules. But I don't play about my Hercules, but the fact that they've hurt the poor little children.
Yeah.
These were Girl Scouts that put this together.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's ridiculous.
They better go buying Girl Scout cookies. I think they're on sale now.
A lot.
And there's a way for them to find out. There's got to be cameras.
There has to be.
Again, where do you come up with saying that it's, that it's a hate crime, right? That, you'd have to know something. Somebody knows something to put that in their head to say it was LGBTQ related, you know? And that makes it even worse.
And someone's proud of what they did, and they're going to tell someone's going to tell someone else, and the truth's going to come out.
It will.
Yeah. The reality is that men can't keep a secret. I mean, you boys can't. That's why you're bad at cheating, because you don't know how to keep a secret. I mean, am I lying, Adrianna?
Not at all.
But we're cute, though.
You're adorable. But
cute liars.
You don't, cute liars.
Not cute.
LGBTQ 1 minute news. Let's queer up entertainment. Tig Notaro teams with Zack Snyder for hot lesbian action film Deviants. Comedian Tig is diving into queer action cinema and teaming with director Zack Snyder to do it. On the podcast On Air with Kara Swisher, Notaro revealed she's developing a hot lesbian action movie with Snyder, later confirmed by Deadline. She went viral for her role in Army of the Dead. Their new project, currently titled Deviants, is set in old-timey days, like some closeted deviants. Notaro shared the news while promoting the documentary Come See Me in the Good Light. So, well, I mean, who wouldn't want a good lesbian movie, hot and steamy? So we shall see. She's funny. She's got that that real dry humor, but she's really cool. And she's been married to her wife, I think, about 10 years, and I think they have twins as well. Yeah. And she'll be here at Parker Playhouse on January 14th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So this will be very interesting. We certainly don't have enough hot, steamy lesbian movies. So.
We don't, but I don't think that Tig is making anything hot and steamy. She's not hot like that. Like, I could see her as an action star. Like, I want to see her do some Die Hard shit.
Like Tomb Raider.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
like, I want to be like that. Like,
this is going to be an action movie. This is
know what I mean? Like stunts and driving the big ass lesbian car and all that. Like, like with the dildo in the back. Yeah. That's what I want to see, Tig. Bring that to me.
Strapped on.
What? Strapped on? No, just go. These are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight, and our anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ family.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Don't forget to join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform. Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your lead anchor, FayWhat, and I thank you for joining us on behalf of my fellow LGBTQ anchors here at Queer News Tonight, including Kal Gajraj, Adrianna Tender, and Karen Kelley. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. to our LGBTQ plus world. We wish you a great night. Good night.